Gambit, for me at least, are going to perform at that level again. But hopefully they do. It's going to be trying to kick things off. A map Gambit have always been very good on. So we'll see how things pan out here. Looks like we're ready for hopefully the pistol. I won't get too hyped until I see it.
Mind you, Faze also good on train. Let's not.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Rule that out
Guardian on train,
stretch.
man. Like it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, no, and I do agree with you. I mean, Faze brings such a high peak at this point. It's very, very tough to go against them. But I think the discipline of Gambit, along with the skill, can be rewarding. Adren, good start. Mo, the two players you mentioned, each with a kill, and Mo follows it up to find Rain as well. Guardian with the only kill in between that goes the way of Faze. Gambit has Fitch as well, watching the backside of the ladder. I think his gun may have just shown, so Guardian knows he's there.
That's a very fast execution. A heavy commitment from Faze at the very start. The smokes, the Molotovs deployed, but coming out before they actually bloom. It's Mo and Adren doing work at the silent USP. That's where they do their absolute best damage. Long range, single taps, and now it's a 4-on-2. Guardian and Niko, they do have the bomb, but how do they get into this one? Fitch in such a strong position, but this is the key interaction right now. If Niko could take down Fitch, bring it to a 3-on-2, they've still got time to work with here, and Fitch is looking in the wrong direction. He does recover, and he'll fall back surely at this point. Oh, nice shot.
Back off, and Fitch covers both. So nice shots indeed. Fitch showing again the skill that he possesses. And 1-0 for Gambit. Good start. You always want to get a good start, period. But against Faze especially, you don't want to give them any leeway because at any point in time, any one of their players, and as a unit, they can break out and show immense skill that's hard to compensate for. So 1-0. They'll go into SMGs, and, well, actually, it's a good mix. They've got a scout and 2 rifles as well. One FAMAS, one M4A4.
Do indeed, preparing for that long range on D train. Definitely beneficial to have a few rifles to work with there. Scout as well, of course, and then a pretty full all-in play from Faze. They've got a bit of residual cash with no nades here. Body armor as well, and a first shot from Niko. So deadly with that Desert Eagle as he opens things up, takes down Adren. Nice opening, but still a lot of work to do here to get close to the bomb site. That's the problem. Unarmored heads in front of Dosia as he takes down Niko as well. Equals things out to a 4-on-4, does a little bit of damage to Rain and Guardian at the same time. The Faze groups here towards Ivy and main entrance. Split up in pairs. Now the real hard work begins. You got that opening pick, sure, but you don't have to smoke with the bomb site. You don't have the flashbangs to get out of these choke points. Guardian ready and waiting. Be very good in the main entrance here. The bomb waits above Pop Dog. It's Dosia to push in and hopefully gain a bit of information here.
Push through. It's Hobbit instead that gets down Kerrigan as they head to Ivy. He's gone very low though, so Olaf quite quickly disposes of him with the CZ75. It's Rain that's gotten inside of the site as well from Pop Dog, but Dosia. He knew what was going on. He was able to find Rain immediately, and Mo gets Olaf immediately after. So the threat at Ivy gone. Guardian desperate for a bomb plant. Looks for the kill toward Fitch, but can't find the headshot. Fitch makes no mistake. They lose 2, but they keep the rifles up. Not the scout, but the rifles. I would say that's more important.
Indeed. Oh, here's the opening shot from Niko. What a shot it was as well. Good lord. Good night, Adren. Wasn't enough to get much more than that, but still not bad all the same. We're going to round number 3. Should be the pretty much full eco coming from Faze there. Glocks across the board. And a chance for Gambit to allow the SMG, maybe of Hobbit, to push towards lower ramp, something like that, get a few frags here. They need to be over-aggressive as we head into Gambits with the clean sweep available for them here.
Guardian will go inside with Rain and Niko. The whole team, really, if we're frank about it. There's no investment at all, Hank. Not a penny spent. Saving it for Christmas shopping, perhaps, as Fitch takes down Rain. Good start. Adren and Fitch both in position to catch crossfires. Fitch has to back off. 5 HP. Picked apart by pistols, but Adren will do the rest. So 5 kills between the two. And B site locked down. No plant, but again, no investment.
Yeah, indeed. No plants coming in at all so far for Faze. I mean, money could be somewhat limited. Guardian definitely known as a player that joins in with the 4 spies and somewhat removes the all potential from himself, but he does have it this round. He will have only body armor that makes him very vulnerable to the M4s, the FAMAS, and especially that UMP as well with the run and gun approach he can have. We have got utility available for the Faze side, and the game really begins at this point. A little bit of a bonus situation for Gambit, meaning they've got the lesser firepower. FAMAS in the hands of Fitch, and some good nades and a bit of aggression from Hobbit towards Ivy as well. Trying to push them back. Assert his dominance in this part of the map and goes towards a dumpster he wants. Good nade as well, straight in the face of Rain. Down to 45 points of health, and there it is, the dumpster position. This can be very difficult to flush him out of. They have to waste some utility as Niko can't find the opening pick. They're struggling somewhat. He's there by himself. That's an interesting approach. With no real utility, just trying to force his way out with brute strength, but doesn't really work out for him whatsoever. 5-on-4 damage inflicted, like we said at the start from the nades. It's up to Guardian now to really try and open things up for them.
Rain's still waiting to see if anyone will push toward the pop dog ladder. Olafs has no idea.
Yeah, it's such a nice position.
He is, well, hang on, because he's checking the right side. Does he check the left?
I don't think so.
Over the dumpster, he's looking into the corner. I think
So
that was so close. He came so close to checking it, turns around and realizes, yes, Hobbit is in fact there.
Yeah, it's a really deep angle there. So he does tentatively check it, but you have to commit a little bit more than that. You don't want to waste utility in that sort of position, and it does come back to haunt him. Rain 40 HP, Guardian yet to really have any sort of impact here. And with this 5-on-3, Gambit don't need to overcommit. They've won the round here. Hold back, wait for the crossfires to enable themselves. It won't be Dosia to go down here. Still some signs of life from Faze.
He needs to be cautious of the fact that Hobbit has worked his way back down, Ivy. Made his way into hell, and Rain's walking directly toward him. Tag to 19, but that's two players taken down from good positioning. The hands of Hobbit. Mo starts to work in. Guardian pulls one back. Bomb planted. Best chance for Faze to win a round. They have to hold off the post blank. Kerrigan's position. Primed to do so because he pops out, and down goes Adrenaline Mo.
Here we go then. Hobbit, 20 HP. And not really in a position to win this round. Oh, it's Kerrigan actually hit the shot. I thought Guardian had that one for days. What a recovery that is. The in-game leader with 4 kills in total. A 5-on-3 situation. Pull back in Faze's favor. After losing 2 very questionable frags at the very start, Niko by himself a main entrance, and Olaf Meister going down to the Ivy push. It was left in a very awkward situation for them. Bomb gets planted though, they find the trades needed outside, and then very good post-plant positions as well. Kerrigan spraying them down from heaven. They had no idea who was up there. It's very sneaky from him. But now the game begins. We've got Mo on the AWP. Phase of their first round on the board. Need to be quite careful here. Money will be tight if they lose this round. No real change of approach from Gambit so far. They have got 3 players towards outside, only 1 towards inner. Hobbit, he's holding towards Ivy as well. Faze do go towards the brown halls at the very start, trying to push back any CT pushes there. Drop the Molotov, flashbang, stop any AWP going towards the top ramp. Works out for them so far. This default, pretty classic stuff so far, stopping the CTs getting any sort of intel at the very start of the round.
Smokes go both directions at Ivy. Hobbit deploys one to counter off the one that they threw in with the Molotov. You might expect no one's going to be peeking it either way. Bounce Molotov down. That covers inside of the doorway at Pop Dog. I'm not sure if that one actually made it far enough. I think it did.
Yeah, it covers like the actual entrance as well. The flames spread, so you can drop one at the bottom of the ladder and that one as well. It means the CT falling back takes a lot of damage if they are waiting beneath. So far, so good for Faze. Like we said, pushing the CTs back towards inner. They've got Pop Dog control now. Niko ready and waiting towards main entrance. Trying to bleed the CTs out of utility. And as you can see, only 1 smoke remaining and a couple of HEs down to Dosia, who does manage to find the first shot here. Trying to find the second, which he'll do in fantastic style as well. Nothing really coming back in return for Faze whatsoever. Guardian's tagged up as well. That should be round done, and that's a harsh reset for Faze as well.
Faze gonna have to slow things down. Can't just walk into games and control them when Gambit, very tactical and thought out, is playing in this style, which can catch Faze off. We'll see if this is where they sit back and recuperate as a team. If Finn, Kerrigan can step up. They just change the mentality ever so slightly. 3 versus 1 to end out the round. They do get Guardian down. That's the AWP. Olaf is close enough by to try and re-grab it, but he's pursued and no gun saved for Faze. 4-1 for Gambit.
That's it. Faze
Yoda
fully reset there. Rain yet the frag as well. 0 and 5. Gambit were actually struggling a little bit there, like you pointed out. 1 smoke, couple of HEs there, and the final commitment comes in from Faze. They're not going for the really heavy executions here, just running the defaults, trying to get decent map control, which was working out for them. Commitment towards the main entrance and Pop Dog at the same time. Dosia, decent position, finds the first 2 frags, and then at that point, Faze didn't really get back anything in return. Rain does go for the deagle and head armor, probably meaning he's fully invested. We said yet 2 frags, maybe a little bit of frustration there, just trying to boost his chances in round number 6 here, but Gambit in a very strong position indeed. Mo spots one towards main entrance. That will be Niko. Should be able to make this flick. Oh, narrowly misses out on it. Has got the information at least they are going to be just on pistols here. So nothing really has to be done. Hold back in those crossfires. Wait for the commitment to come in. Unlikely they have grenades at all. Certainly rings true in this particular instance. Guardian trying to find something towards PopDog. I don't think he better get this shot down with the P250.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. The fact that Guardian gets some backup, maybe they bust out together, but there's already support in play from Gambit as well. That support coming in the hands of Mo and the AWP, but as he comes around to get closer to PopDog and some pressure applied to B, we've also got action toward Ivy. As it's Olaf that's getting ever closer to Hobbit's position, he's swung around. So as the other two get aggressive, he covers off the backside, and all things are covered again from Gambit. Very good team play, I have to say, on the CT side.
Yeah, very disciplined as well. They're not overextending. They're making sure they keep the money strong. 3 kills coming in their favor so far, and just 2 players remaining for Faze. A little boost there above the PopDog window. You can use that to find a cheeky frag or two. But bombs down. They might better get Dossier here, but that's still a decent angle for him with the M4. He knows they've got no armor. Both frags might be coming in as the nades start to rain in. Niko with the Deagle will have to fall back here. 70 points of health, 20 seconds remaining. Might sound a bit daft, but he does want to die here. Wants to make sure he gets the loss bonus going to the next round, and indeed he will. Dossier with another strong round there. 3 frags in total for him. It's looking very good for Gambit, I have to say. Money will be on the recovery for Faze, but it won't be idyllic at this point. We'll see what they can bring to the table. Here's another replay of Dossier's good work. Seems to be using that blue train very effectively at the moment. Fragging left, right, and center towards T-spawn as Dossier gets another kill. 5-1. Has to be another eco. Like I said, money's still not stabilized for them. This is a bit of a nightmare for Faze. Winning one round and then losing the subsequent means you are in a double eco situation. Not really so much as a T side, but if you want to have the full buy with the AWP and all the nades, sometimes it's required. CZ's P250s and a split towards outside main entrance, and Ivy is well to concentrate on. It won't be working out too well, but Rain does get his first frag of the match so far. But still, should be quite the simple round, but not if Dossier goes down. Now Rain's getting somewhere. He'll be able to get towards CT spawn and maybe sabotage the CT defense here.
Well, it's a decent opportunity for him. Off on 4 is going to be praying that Rain almost does it himself, but Fitch is well aware.
Yeah, nice accuracy there. Bomb down. That should be the round concluded. Olaf Meister 4 HP and the P250 in hand. Not really in a position to make anything happen here. At this point, just hold up, hope a CT makes a mistake, find him out of position. This timing
he does have
could
to
be
die.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much has to die. So might as well just go for it.
1 dig. Ooh. Hello.
He has to die, or let me correct that, pick up a gun. If he can get a gun, fair enough,
if
but 4 HP. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, so. Okay, well, he's picked up one that was already downed. So he's going for the survival option instead. Mo's going to catch him out, though, and make short work of him with, as you said, a 1 dig, but it was 4 HP, so really, Henry, that was going to happen no matter what.
Yeah. Still like to see it. Here's a little replay for you of Rain getting stuck in, managing to find a couple of frags. Like we said, he was on a little slayer there before, so it does help boost the confidence, even though you don't win the round. He's thinking, right, okay, no one's going to be talking about that 0 scoreline anymore. Double orb set up now for Gambit. Mo and Hobbit. As you say, the world's best player.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, well, I do think he's up there. He's definitely top 10 for me, but maybe not the world's best.
Yeah, look, I'm being a little facetious, but he is the world's best player. Smoke down both green and blue, one from CT, one from T. That means entrance is looking forward for Faze as they get aggressive. Guardian takes down Hobbit, who had the op, and he took down Kerrigan just beforehand. It's, ooh, Mo's got to be careful throwing the nade. I was going to say that gets back in position because AWP was not only exposed toward A main, but they've given up Ivy in letting him get better placement and a flash out. Doja blind, can do nothing of it. Sits in the open, and he'll go down. This should be around for Faze based on positioning. If Adren gets something through the smoke, maybe that changes, but that's going to be a tall order, or is it? No tracers? Yes, there was. It's the M4A4, excuse me. So Adren does well to find a single kill and not get shot back at, but still he goes down very, very low. 15 HP. It's Fitch instead that doubles up, and that's going to give Adren a chance, but he's low and Rain makes no mistake.
Another round on the board for Faze. Only 1 player surviving. Another frantic round towards the outside area. Focusing on Ivy at the very start. 3 players toward that area. Baiting out the shot from the AWP. They lose a frag in the process, but it's Guardian that strikes back towards Hobbit. Once they had the 4-on-4 situation, fully committing and stopping the rotation from the inside bomb sites. Rain left in the 1 versus 1. Quiet game from so far, but manages to outposition the final CD player who had low HP. It was quite a simple procedure there. And as you can see, Faze still struggling. A couple of Glils coming into this round. Niko on the AWP, surprisingly. Might have had the decent spawn. Bunny hops around trying to stop any CD players crossing towards PopDog. Going to be finding the opening kill as Mo takes him down. What a fantastic shot that was. First incision has been made. Dosia playing very well from this electronic box position. We'll see whether he can actually find the next kill here. It's Guardian to recover the situation as he picks up the AWP from Niko.
Guardian will back off A main, drop bomb.
Good news is for FaZe, we have run very low on utility for the CT side. Mo with 1 smoke, which has now been depleted. Fitch with an incendiary now, with still 1 minute and 10 on the board. FaZe do have 2 smokes to work with here, but in a 5-on-4, the AWP's still up for Mo. It does feel like a Gambit affair. Rain towards Pop Dog, and maybe an inside finish here for the first time from FaZe.
In many maps, you would say you could fall back and play retake without utility and having kits. But the fact that it's trained, you almost have to be aggressive and cover off choke points. There's just too many small corners and post-plant positions.
And with the man advantage as well, they can take a little bit of a gamble here, have 2 players towards inside, which should work out quite nicely for them. I assume a flashbang comes in towards lower ramp, and they will try and get that next pick. There's the flash, and they Dren to defend as Mo opens things up. Really nice stuff here. The teamwork has been superb from Gambit. They're just playing very good fundamental Counter-Strike right now. They get the opening pick, fall back, crossfires, and just look at these flanks coming in. The timing's down to perfection. That's another reset as well.
Their communication's flawless. It's so perfect. I mean, even the flashbang comes in.
Yeah.
I think it was Fitch playing behind spools. Adren says, okay, well, if you're going to play there, it's all assignment. It's role and task management. If he's going to play behind the spool, where's he most vulnerable from? Well, clearly, if someone comes upper and he's not looking that way, he's going to get shot. So Adren says, okay, I'll watch upper. Doesn't get flashed off, makes the kill that covers them. All the attention's drawn to him. Fitch pops out 2 kills. Dojia's already rotating as soon as it's confirmed they're there. It's all of the timings make so much sense. It's actually really nice to see.
It's really beautiful Counter-Strike right now, and every time they give a round away, they're harsh resetting FaZe here. No bomb going down either. FaZe floundering somewhat. Glocks available to them this round. That's about it. No armor, no nades. And they'll just have to try and get a plant down here. I think they've only got the bomb down once, really. As they head towards in-up, try and get a trade. Very difficult with the Glocks, but you can sometimes get 1 kill and get that bomb down. Depends if the Adren will let them. Good spray control so far as 3 frags come through. Fitch just trying to deny that plant, as we said. He'll get the 1 kill here, and the bomb probably does go down. Olaf Meister, that's a success in its own right. They won't win the round, but 2 kills coming in and a bomb planted. They should be able to get a decent buy. If you're not aware, the bomb going down gives each player on the T side an extra $800 injection into the next round. It's a little bonus, and that's the main objective going towards inner. That's why most teams will focus on that, especially on the pistol round, for example, as you can trade and be guaranteed a bomb plant regardless of the round outcome. So that extra $800 actually allows them to buy. Without that, they really would have struggled. They'd have had less than 4K per player. So that's great. Karrigan will be happy with that. Still early days. Sure, it's been very good from Gambit so far, but FaZe definitely the sort of team that can recover. I want to see more set pieces, though. These defaults are finding picks occasionally, but they don't seem to be relying heavily on variations or any sort of fake so far. Nothing too complicated. This looks like an outside rush as well. They're going to change the pace. I kind of like that. Flash is coming through. And Dren to defend as FaZe fully commit.
Niko already committed, does start to hit some of the shots we expect from him as he gets behind the E-box. That's been lacking, the flashy prowess of FaZe, but again, tactics are breaking that down as Gambit pulls it back once more. It's just a 2-man, or rather 2 men left for FaZe. Hobbit behind the smoke at Hell is sussed out by Guardian, but he can't spot him yet, so he falls off. They have to recover the bomb. They manage to do so and do better than that. Guardian goes aggressive with it, finds Dojia. Hobbit, though, was just waiting for the angle to present itself, and it's down to Karrigan. They know where he is behind the E-box, and Hobbit confirms just by getting an angle of vision that Karrigan is looking at Sandwich instead. I don't think Karrigan spotted it. Hobbit's shoulder as he climbed up. As he realizes it, it's too late. Gambit recover the round.
Change of pace there for FaZe. Doesn't really work out for them. They get some decent trades initially, but Dosia seems to be playing fantastically today. Nice position. Very calm as well. Takes 2 down. Hobbit to find a good shot on Guardian as well. Guardian said he's been focusing more on being able to use the rifle along with the AWP recently. You can see his AK-47 work. It's getting better and better as time goes on. Wasn't enough to win them that round. And it seems like some of the big names of FaZe aren't really arriving today. That's something that is very rare to say, but Gambit on the server right now, everyone's fragging, everyone's chiming in. FaZe have only had 1 really successful round from Karrigan. He got the 4K, got them on the board. No one's really had a star performance as of yet. They've had 1 scrappy round of 1 player surviving. Nothing too dominant, and that's another reset as well. They have to take an eco, so 3K per player, 9-2 down. Gambit, they look fantastic. Look at the scoreboard. Everyone's having a good contribution. No one really fragging at all for the FaZe side. Karrigan's actually only frag Matt in that 1 round. He's got 4 kills on the board, so he hasn't really done anything apart from, well, let's be fair, it was an amazing round from him, but that's all he's done so far.
Yeah, it's true, actually. It's pretty shocking.
Number 12, another full eco. This is going to be so frustrating. All this firepower and unable to really get rolling at all here. It's a nightmare, the in-game leader. This is when you're really tested, especially Karrigan. The guys are discussing on the desk. This is the next Fnatic where he's got so much available, he can't really make a bad call, and everyone will just find the shots. This is when he needs to work out what's the play here. How do they get back into this game? They're going to be 10-2 down on the T side of train, which is still recoverable for sure. As Mo and Fitch go to work towards Ivy. Nice shot from Niko, though.
No need to re-peek him, no need to give it away. It's a 4 versus 2. Further damage gives away weapons, and things can get awkward. They can, Henry. Like you touching my leg under the desk right now. Please stop.
I can't. There's a certain aroma in the air after the bears are in here. It's got me all riled up.
Calm down, Harvey. Fitch to watch upper, Niko to join Guardian, both still with pistols, because Niko was unable to go down Ivy. Pick up the gun that he pried from Mo's hands. Doing everything they can at this point.
Yeah, a little bit desperate. Deagle, very rare, is going to find you a kill here. It's actually like 1 in 10 times you'll see this boost work out, even with a rifle or AWP. Deagle is just a little bit ambitious. Guardian, though, he'll go towards the upper ramp, spots Fitch. He's got the AK-47, 2 kills so far. Once again, not giving anything away. He gets another 4K into the round. Double digits for Gambit and Faze. They are struggling somewhat here. Taking the tactical pause so far. They tried to change the pace up. They've been running defaults. They've run the fast strategies there. They've gone a couple of times towards inside, but every single time they seem to be losing that first pick on the recovery stance. Almost every single round. Guardian on the screen right now hasn't been able to challenge Mo, really, or Hobbit with the AWP. He's got maybe 1 or 2 kills with the AWP, and most of his contribution has been from the AK-47. Single AWP set up for Gambit. We're coming to the closing stages of the first half now. Utility available. Another full buy for Faze here. And Hobbit, he's showing a little bit of presence towards Ivy. Here's some footsteps, decides to fall back, drops the smoke. Takes Guardian out of the round for a little while. Can be boosted above that smoke if required. Carrigan towards inside. He has got information. There are no CT presences on this side of the map, at least towards the brown halls. They haven't got full vision. So he wants them to fall back and give for the execution. That's certainly a possibility. Maybe that's a play at this point. The defaults aren't yielding frags so far. Get the smokes down, get the bomb planted, allow your star players to be in a clutch situation. It's getting that initial control. It seems to be the problem right now.
Rain tries to get some shots down just preemptively and bait anyone back out toward Olaf, who checks behind the server. Some problems on the server earlier today.
A little bit.
Almost to get the train conductor himself to go fix them.
Like I said, back towards inside. We have left one player, Olaf Meister. This is a classic strategy. This is textbook Counter-Strike. You go towards inside, potentially. You have one player waiting towards Ivy. So he's got 2 options there. Is he going to be showing presence at the very start and trying to suggest they're going towards that side? Or does he wait for his team to fully commit, go for the flank through CT spawn, and try and win the round in the clutch situation? And presumably find 2 in the back, and it will be the latter. Oh no, the former, I guess, from what I can see right now. He looks like he's going to be right at the end of Ivy right now. He might want to show and try and find 1 kill. As we go for the inside execution, it's a Dren through the smoke, blind as well. It's just so devastating, but Carrigan starting to find something here. Olaf Meister lying in wait towards Ivy.
Carrigan getting aggressive, however, bomb still not planted, but they'll do so now as Mo on top of the train jumps off towards Z connector. Carrigan is still prime real estate. Gambit, perhaps the toughest challenge they'll have yet to win rounds as a retake. Unlikely, especially now. Carrigan and Niko finding good kills. Dren's got great position, but he doesn't know the high side. Guardian misses the shot. He reads it very well and finds an angle to get away. Carrigan baits back out. Dren has done this well. Carrigan did not have to reface that. If he didn't, it would have forced...
Wow.
It would have forced a Dren back into a position where Guardian might have been relevant again. Instead, he gives him another isolated one-on-one, but thankfully, Guardian holds it together.
Yeah, just about that. I'm not sure why Carrigan had to go for the reface there. Just go for a shoulder peek and make sure he can't touch a bomb. You got Guardian position as well. Guardian left in the 1 versus 1, which was a 3 versus 1 as well. Just a note as well, and those kind of tactics we've seen where Olaf Meister's alone towards Ivy, it used to be Carrigan every single time, and usually that makes sense. You want the in-game leader there to get the information and give the call and the timings, but I guess on that sort of backstab situation, he wants to be allowing one of his stars to get in the back flanks and go for the kill. He got nothing done, but the round's on the board. That's the main thing. Only 1 player surviving means if they lose this, they've got no money at all for the final round. Gambit haven't really been eco at all in this first half. They're on the double orbs right now. Hobbit trying to defend against Ivy. He might just do it. Easy shot coming in. Oh, nice work from Olaf Meister to bait it out. And he will get a tag off, but that's all he'll find. And it's going to be a 5-on-4 finally in favor of Faze. But Olaf gives that up straight away. Fitch chiming in from the Pop Dog as well. This is looking promising as Niko on the recovery towards Pop Dog. Sloppy spray, but gets it done.
Doge, yep. Sits back to wait as Dren, meanwhile, gets Niko with bomb. That's going to shut things down once more. Again, FaZe cannot find back-to-back rounds.
They can't do it. They're just getting overwhelmed here.
It's just such a great defense. I mean, this is FaZe we're talking about, individual skill, and they're not even getting a chance to use it because they're not being given any gaps.
The majority of the duels, Gambit have come out on top, but there seems to be every single round, one player from the Gambit side steps up astronomically and looks fantastic. 3 kills there once again. FaZe trying to go quick towards Ivy and the main entrance, just can't get it done. They actually had a 5-on-4 advantage there. Olaf with the interesting decision to run around backtracks by himself, very common position for the CTs. He gets taken down, funnels them towards outside, and there it is, has to be a force pipe round number 15. Looking very likely to be 12-3 here. CZs, Deagles, 1 smoke and a flashbang. Maybe this is the inside rush. It's all gone wrong. They'll go for the smoke. Deep breath, boys. Olaf Meister trying to do what he can. That range isn't going to be working out too well for him. Fitch with the triple spray down. It's Niko with 1 kill, and that might be all he finds. 4K for Fitch. Carrigan won't be able to do anything here, man, I'm afraid. It's going to be 12-3. What a half that was.
Fitch trying to find the shot toward Carrigan to close it out, but what a half indeed. Gambit looking like a team who very much won the major and did it in convincing, very good team fashion. Even without Zeus, they look to be one of the, I think, best strategic teams right now we have in CS.
That was fantastic. Fitch especially. What a fragging unit he is. I'm a believer in Gambit again, Matt. I'm enjoying this. It's looking very good.
It's hard to beat a team that has the best and the second best players in the world on it.
Yep.
Fitch and Hobbit in the other order.
Nice. I see what you did there. Well played. Well, 12-3. It's not looking good. Not a single eco required there for Gambit, just to know. That just suggests how strong that half was. That was unbelievable. They didn't give up more than 1 round in a row. 3 in total. That's nuts. Fitch just looks so confident there. What a beast he's going to be as he develops as a player. Explodes onto the main stage after having a lot of pressure applied. A young player coming in and having to replace Zeus and a team who just won the major as well. He's looking great. This is a big tournament, and FaZe look a little bit out of their depth here on train. The tactical prowess wasn't really there. They tried everything. They threw the kitchen sink in. Fast pace, fakes, flanks, executions. Couldn't get rolling there. Every round they won, only 1 player surviving. Came down to a clutch every single time. They were almost losing 3 versus 1s as well. This is not the FaZe we've come to know and love. As we get into the pistol here, they need this. I think you're all aware of that. 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs to the Gambit side. No upgraded pistols here. 4 sets of armor with them. Steady default. 2 towards Ivy, 2 holding inside. 1 of the main entrances. Carrigan to defend first with the USP in hand. He's got the defuse, getting smoke as well. Trying to make things uncomfortable towards the end of the round, potentially by dropping the smoke on the planted bomb if required. No real reason to use it beforehand.
Hold the phone, because Pistol 2 could still create something for FaZe. Olaf sits on the spool. Don't see as many of those spools these days. That's not bad. Niko just walks out to T-spawn, looks down long, and hits a perfect shot toward a Dren 2-tap. And he goes down. Disciplined timing. That's going to encourage Gambit, however, to go on B. They'll get a bomb plant out of it. Right side for Doja. Better still, it's Hobbit and Mo doubling up as they push forward to hold off the retake. Fitch again steps in. It's Rain that goes down. He's hit 20 kills, run round 16. Not quite in the first half, but close enough. Niko has to do it all. He's rotated back around after finding the first kill at long. Finds Fitch as well, and still with 100 HP. Kit picked up and has the armor.
And this is Niko we're talking about. 100 HP. Definitely capable of making this a possibility. Gets tagged up just for 10 damage there. On top of the bomb train, though, hasn't got much time to work with here. And the problem is, Gambit know that. They can work as a 1v1 unit and just time that bomb out. Not even required. Niko gets nowhere near. Hobbit takes him down, and that must-win pistol for FaZe falls apart. This is going to make things very difficult. They have to force buy in the second round now. Hope it works out with the Deagles and the CZs. Maybe a cheeky scout for one of the players that got a frag. You do need to find 1 kill in the pistol to be able to buy a scout in the second. For anyone that's not aware, we only got a couple of kills there, so maybe we don't even see the scout. It is going to be the force buy. The money hasn't updated just yet. There it is, finally. It comes in. Deagles, 2 CZs, 1 HE, 3 AKs for Gambit. They're going for the win. They want to make sure they don't give anything away here. A lot of teams will opt for the SMGs and make sure they try and farm some cash, but this is the way to finish it out. Very slow, methodical default, no rushes, execute, use all the nades you've got, and wait for any aggression to come in from the CTs at the very start. That's what Hobbit's doing right now. Olaf Meister pushes the lower ramp. He knows he needs to frag here. No one really stepping up at all. The most impressive round we had was the 4 kills from Carrigan when they first posted on the scoreboard, but he didn't really do much since then.
Certainly is not. Doja takes down Olaf. There's something in that statement. Dren, meanwhile, aids to the bottom of the ladder. Little run boost going on, if I'm not mistaken, as I see Rain getting propelled back towards the connector, and in some fashion, at least it appeared that way from our perspective of the X-ray. Doja takes down Kerrigan. Rain will get closer and closer to trying to deny left side train, but it's Doja just before the smoke blooms that finds Guardian first.
Not looking good. Very good stuff from Dosia once again. What a game he's having. Oof, okay. Might not be over just yet.
He gets around the corner as well, Niko, after hitting the 1 dig. And he's actually going to have good position if he wants to try and deny the bomb. He's not so naive as to think that he would be completely in the open if he pushed through and undetected, so he backs off as Doja has to hold position. They brought this back to a 2 versus 2. Niko's done well on the first kill, but Rain following it up.
There's no kit match, so he can find all these kills they like, but with the time ticking away, he needs to operate very quickly here. Now it's a 2 versus 1 once again. Another fantastic shot! Make it a double for Niko as he manages to get Faze back in this game. It looked very unlikely. I'm not sure how he gets away with that, but the 1 digs from hell managed to get round number 4 on the board. Gambit will be able to buy into the next round with the bomb down, but Niko does it just when they needed a star performance. He manages to deliver. That could have been the end of the game right there and then. But now we've got a chance, something to get Faze back into this game. But at the end there, just trying to discuss what happened.
That's the individual.
They know the gravity of the situation.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. It's the individual heroics of one player on Faze is enough to win a round. We've finally seen that. We expected more of that. But it is almost Fnatic 2015, where, you know, you think back to Katowice 2015 specifically. Luminosity at the time had 2 games there winning 12-3 and ended up losing them on simple rounds such as that, where one player pulls it back and then they just run with the momentum, because Faze is capable of that.
Yeah, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile every single time. So I was expecting the force buy from Gambit hit about 2.5k per player. I thought they would go for the Deagles to try and shut down Faze nice and early, but not meant to be. Guardian's actually got the AWP, so he must not have force bought into the previous, and now Niko starts to be warming up. That's a nice headshot towards Fitch. It was the full eco from Gambit. They're opting for the more conservative approach, got a huge bed of rounds. Let's not wreck our own money here. Let's allow ourselves to get the rifles up, and we'll try and close this out in a proper fashion.
Decent shot, Rain double-siding. From the E-box, selects to go left and reads it well as Doja walks into his vision. Rain gets more aggressive, but Hobbit, he wins that with the deal. Unfortunately, he's left on 1 versus 4. Kerrigan takes down Mo, and he'll follow that up by tapping the FAMAS. We go 13-5. Gambit not out of the woods just yet.
By any stretch of the imagination. AKs will come out for this round, number 19 here, 13-5 overall for anyone listening on the wireless. FaZe Clan don't really want to go for a little bonus situation, and they want to have the firepower out. Now the FAMAS up for Olofmeister, Kerrigan on the UMP. That's fine on train. Ivy and Popdog need to be close range. You'll go towards the former here. As far as this come in, it's the play from Gambit. Sono's great synergy on the CT side. What have they got in store on the Terror side? It is a limited buy, considering they've only got 3 smokes in, no Molotovs. Mo and Fitch without any grenades whatsoever. Adren, the UMP has been tagged up. Looks like a basic outside execution, and maybe a little fake with 1 player towards Ivy. That's going to be Adren. And 2 players making their way towards Upper. They could just walk out here and go for the contact play, but Guardian, oh, he's ready and waiting. Spots 1 as well.
Decent shot from Guardian Olaf. He gets Mo immediately after, but Hobbit again steps up. The only one so far for Gambit to find a kill, just as the last round. This time, however, he's not able to survive any further as he gets taken down. It leaves Doja and Adren. No bomb plant either. Adren he's going to try and sell that they're back toward the A site to allow Doja more freedom, and it has. They've all gone that direction, so Doja will hopefully get the bomb down. He's just moving around the bomb train still because he's not confident that he's on his own yet. Plant! Why is he not planted?
He's going all in. He wants the win. He doesn't want that bomb down. I don't know why he doesn't go for the plant at this point, but...
Especially where they're already rotating back. I mean, he could have had the bomb down and still have the same position at this point. Does find Guardian, but he's got to be so cautious of where they're rotating from. He'll be ready for Z Connector. In fact, he could even get aggressive toward Rain. Rain's ready for this, however. He's expecting it. Slow peek still. Doji finds it. Niko is there.
Yeah, he went for glory there instead of the bomb going down. I think the team would have preferred the extra $800 per player. They're probably onto an Niko now. Doji does show us what he had in mind. Takes down Guardian. Second frag towards the connector as well. Keeps the CT modest, but a couple in a row. Another eco, presumably. All for Guardian still. Manages to shut it down. They did show a contact play towards Upper. Guardian there in the nick of time. Manages to find a couple of frags. All of Meister chiming in as well. And now the comeback begins. FaZe know they can do this. It all came off the back of that Niko performance in the 2 versus 1 of the Deagle. 3 kills in total in that round. A little bit of a partial buy here with Dren making his way down towards Ivy here from main entrance. Smoke's deployed as well, but Niko, he's aware of what could be on the other side as he takes one down with the grenade. That's actually could be Guardian. 5-4 comes in. This should be quite a simple round as Carrigan takes down the unarmored heads towards Ivy.
It does find Doji and Fitch immediately after this. Is exactly what we were talking about. FaZe mounting a comeback and doing it convincingly now that they have the momentum. It all went perfect for Gambit right up until Niko's Deagle.
Indeed, is the replay of the round Guardian. Started to show us what he's capable of on the AWP. CT side is where the AWPers really will shine. Got many options out. Ivy, main entrance, upper ramp, connect up. 4 rounds in a row after losing the pistol as well. Just what FaZe needed. They could actually still come back and win this map. After it was looking so bleak for them. A tactical timeout from Gambit. Money starting to stabilize now. Obviously, the boys in FaZe get a chance to work out what the strategy is. If I'm Carrigan right now, although it might seem a bit risky, I'm going for an aggressive play. I'm like pushing towards Ivy with 3 players. I'm trying to get that first pick. Because when a pause comes in, it means Gambit are trying to adjust and change things up. What haven't they tried as of yet? So FaZe, I would say you could throw a spanner in the works. Any tactic they've got in mind, any sort of execution, you're going for that first pick. Maybe 2 towards inside ramp and just trying to find the first pick and just sabotage whatever they've got in mind. So let's see whether FaZe do adjust. Looks pretty standard right now. 1 player towards inside. That's going to be
do it. Oh. Don't know that that X-ray was positioned where it needed to be. I think there was another obstacle in the way, but he went for it. How nuts would that have been?
It always is exciting to see the wall banks come in.
The green gloves with this gun, I'm still not a fan. It's just, you know, they don't match well. Such a nice AK, and the green just detracts, in my opinion.
See if we can speak to him after the game.
Yeah, we got to get, you know, the stylist has to get, you know, maybe Lothar has some tips for color matching.
Throwback.
Yeah, I actually like Lothar, though. I wasn't all for all that.
Well, for now, we do have a 5-on-4 Guardian. Finds the shot on Fitch.
They're starting to look a little bit tense and timid now.
Well, it's the hardest sort of game to close out, right? After you lose the Deagle round to Niko, you get a bit rattled there. You know you've given them an entry back into the game. That was a chance to close it. Win that, there Rico, you get match point. It was done. But I think it was technically a 3 versus 1. Well, actually, maybe a 2 versus 1 once he got the kill. But still, that was the chance there and then just to close it out.
Guardian finds Mo. 5 versus 3. Gambit still not finding any ground to walk on, looking very timid. Adren can't find the angle to Carrigan, and not getting that opportunity. He takes down Doja. Finally, he'll get him back, but it's only Adren that's left, and Rain makes no mistake. We go to 13-8 and potentially 13-9. Because if I'm not mistaken, money is a bit of a factor for Gambit. And yeah, look, they've gone into silence and shock.
It will happen. Still plenty of rounds to go. You know, still a substantial lead here. The thing's certainly getting uncomfortable here. CT side looking very strong after pretty lackluster T side from FaZe. And for Eco now, Gambit can feel the pressure applying. There will be a maximum loss bonus into the next round as FaZe opt for the double orb setup. It's Guardian and Carrigan. Carrigan will be playing towards Ivy, a more defensive stance, and Guardian with a more dynamic player. Moving things around, maybe up a ramp, connect up, maybe even in towards main entrance itself, depending on how brave he's feeling. Some orbers like to go very close range with a weapon.
Double shot. No, take it back. Only finds one. Nearly lined up the second. And they still will not get a bomb plant down on the Gambit side. It's Ryan and Niko that shut down B. 13-9 as mentioned. Now we get guns again, but it's starting to get desperate for Gambit. Such a great start. They were 13-3 up. And now they find themselves close.
Yeah, 1 round away from double digits. That's always what I say is a milestone. That's when you realize that the huge lead you had has somewhat been thrown away. Now it's anyone's game, especially against the world's #1 CS team. This would be such a crush and blow in this series as well. To go down, or go up, I should say, 13-3, and then to lose that game. Could they survive the second map? It's difficult to recover from. The wallbang actually lands this time. Mo takes Guardian down to 52 points of health. The headshot would have killed him. That's actually one of Guardian's signature shots, so he'll be a little bit bitter about that one. And good shot from Dozier. Good flashbang as well. Makes Rain turn around. Pops before it explodes, and it will be Guardian to fight back here. Good vision towards Pop Dog, but flashed off for Carrigan. Makes it a 4-on-3.
Mo that waits to go in, flashes out. Hobbits swinging around as they plant the bomb, but he's found in the open with the flash. So Olaf easily takes him, but Dozier is at the ready and immediately responds. Niko, however, make no mistake about that, down goes Mo.
Yeah, execution in the back of the head. Dozier has been great this game so far, but another precise shot there from Niko. Good flank generally, and all we can be getting the bomb down for the first time in a while. As we do find the double digits, the milestone for Faze. 13-3 down. They've pulled it back. Flawless so far after losing the pistol. Gambit a little bit better there, finding a couple of kills. Bomb plants towards outside, a bit more of a set piece there, but overall, point from Niko really does shut them down. Let's have a look at the scenes from the sidelines. Hobbit on the end there. Fitch in the middle. We did get information that Dozier is the in-game leader, or in-game coordinator as they call it now. He's not in the middle. I guess you don't have to be in the middle as in-game leader. It certainly helps having all the vision of the monitors. Let's Dozier. Works things out. What's the player? Another tactical pause, showing some signs of weakness here, potentially. Pressure. Coach will chime in.
Make himself heard, the new coach. It's no longer Zach. It's no longer Zeus. This is when we need the Zeus yelling and train from the major again.
Well,
Remember?
I heard different stories about that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Oh, it's only rumors. It felt like it wasn't actually like the big dramatic speech everyone expected.
No,
like,
it wasn't.
No, it was more like guys, this is all going wrong. We might lose this game. It wasn't anything like inspiring or anything like that.
That is inspiring. Don't lose.
Is it? Sounds like it'd be a little bit the opposite for me.
What do you want, like Muhammad Ali?
No, just a tactic and say we can.
You want some Sun Tzu, The Art of War?
Yeah.
I had a hockey coach. That's all he would quote is Sun Tzu.
Yeah, really.
I was like ridiculous, and I at one point even was like, "Does this guy even know anything about hockey, or is he just like here for the speeches?"
Just
like,
got the philosophy quotes going on. Yeah. Either way, we'll get into the double orb setup once again. Apart from Mo, and he's still amazing. They're getting the bomb down in the maximum loss play. As you can see, they don't have all the utility required. I think this will be an inside execution, change things up. Still with the lead now, but it certainly is slipping away round by round. They haven't really made a dent or had a tight clutch as of yet. No 1v1s coming through. It's been quite heavy wins for Faze throughout. Round number 24. This should have been closed out very early on. Still think Gambit can do this, but they're going to have to show me something quite special on the T side. It will be almost the exact same approach you saw from Faze in that one round. If you remember what I said, Olaf is at the end. This time it's going to be a Dren in the same position. Inside execution, he can show presence before. It looks like what he's doing. And go over the flank again. So yes, he shows presence as his teammates go towards inside. Good little picture. In picture there's Olaf Meister. Gets the first frag, but that's all again. Pressure applied to Guardian now as a Dren does get the job done towards Ivy. That's what we want to see from Olaf in the first half. This could be the first gun round on the board for Gambit here.
Carrigan getting one in return, however, brings it to just 3 alive, and Mo mistimes when he chooses to unscope. He actually takes damage as a result of it, and he'll back off the angle instead. Dozier trying to stay just wide of the flames and hold the angle. Rain and Carrigan are both down to 42 and 49 respectively. It's a chance, and Mo through the edge of the wall takes down Carrigan. It's only Rain remaining. Doesn't hold it, and Mo makes no mistake. It is the round they were looking for. 14-10.
As I said, that is a textbook Counter-Strike round. A lot of teams do run that. It was the more aggressive approach from Olaf. I'll say that in the first half. From a Dren, as he actually showed presence before, goes for the frag, nails the headshot as well, just as his teammates execute towards inside. Bakes execution with the few smokes and a Molotov deployed on the bomb side itself. Flashbangs go in. They get the trade. They take down the defending CD player. Guardian can't get anything done. Some fantastic shots coming from Mo, starting to really warm up in the second half. 3K from him in total. They can't get shut down here, though. As we saw from Faze time and time again in the first half, after winning one, getting reset in the second could mean Faze will get very close to tying things up. Guardian, more dynamic, as I mentioned. Going towards lower ramp this time. Nails the shot, same time as Karrigan as well. 5-on-3, the nightmare situation for Gambit. Need to try and get the bomb down here. Very unlikely to win the round, considering range position as well. Backed up by Niko. They're almost certain the trade here. Bitch is aware Rain could be on the other side. Damage inflicted to him. Hobbit still with the AWP, but Faze getting the job done. Lovely shot from Niko.
Lovely shot from Niko indeed. Hobbit. Back around to the AWP as Doja has doubts about what's going on inside of A main. Fires in, and they are looking relatively aggressive in that position, but with Doja and Hobbit, the only two left, were similar situations to what we were seeing from FaZe in the first half, because they are facing a reset. Hobbit finding Olaf, though, could open access to B. He goes down to 6 HP. He'll grab the AWP. He'll try and use that to perfection, because he needs one-hit wonders at this point in time. He's going to get one as well. Guardian just gives it to him. All he needs is one more kill, and he'll give Doja a chance on 39. The bomb needs to get closer. Unfortunately for Hobbit, he's in the middle of the site. He's made noise. I don't think Niko's aware.
He seems to know it's a possibility.
But this goes both ways, because if Hobbit's this far up, yeah, he's not going to call, and Doja walks directly into him. And now they know that Hobbit's likely deeper in the site. Good find on Rain. If he pulls this off with 5 HP to pick up an ace, oh my god, Hobbit, this would be world-class status. He's got it down to a one-on-one. This is entirely pulled back. He went to the op because he didn't have the HP for duels.
3 seconds.
And he's still searching for Karrigan. No! 3 seconds and almost gets it. If he had hit that shot, play of the year, done.
Oh my
And I would have
gosh.
walked out and retired because I'll never cast another play like it. That was unbelievably close.
Can you imagine if that quickscope hits? Good lord. So good. 4 kills. 1 more would have done it. There was time as well. He pulled the trigger. It doesn't quite connect, but that was tantalizing. Karrigan knows it as well, how lucky it is to be alive. Sweating bullets at that point. Number 26, so he did say that's the nightmare for Gambit. Getting reset at that point. The recovery came through. Comes down to the 1v1. But Faze do it. Could be a couple in a row here. Money won't be great into the next round either. No bomb plant coming in. Glocks. Couple of PT50s, as we saw from Faze in the first half, go towards inside, try and get at least one trade. It's difficult to deny that plan. Olaf Meister with a good nade, actually doesn't do much damage. His shot, though, gives them a little bit of a chance here.
Firing squad, they get around the corner together. Mo wins out against Olaf. The nade will take back the damage that Olaf was unable to achieve, and now it goes all Faze's way. At 14-12 is our score, and Gambit has to be feeling the pressure.
Definitely. Like I said, money into this round without that bomb plant. Will be okay, but Adren, 3,300. Did they take another eco here? Another partial buy, perhaps? Looks like the answer is no. They go all in. Have to take a couple of kills here. Whether this is the right call, I'm not so sure. I would say smoke execution off the bat. No default required. Let's just get those smokes down there. Try and surprise any sort of maybe aggressive stance Faze are taking. We haven't really seen them change things up. I did speculate that could be an option for them, pushing towards inside round, but I guess at this point, don't change what isn't broken. A few nades towards main entrance at the very start. I did suggest that execution could be coming in nice and early. Adren and Mo seem to be setting up smokes from what I can see right now. Karrigan changes position. It's going to be Niko holding towards Ivy, but what a shot that is. Actually legs up Dosia, but he nails the headshot. An opening. Trying to find match point here. That's a lot of pressure relieved at that point. As soon as you get 15 on the board, knowing you've guaranteed overtime, it can be easy to close out the game there. Being stuck on 14, though, that's a problem. As Adren goes towards outside, gets Guardian down to 1 HP, can't quite find the frag, but he nails that one. And now Olaf Meister left in a very tricky position. It's a very frantic round, but a 3-on-2 advantage for Gambit.
Frantic seems to work best for Gambit on the T side because they make things happen quickly and no response from Faze. Again, they start winning duels as well as Hobbit. He'll play at the bomb. Guardian with 1 HP. I think they're looking to back off on this already.
They might do.
Guardian's getting closer while Niko's getting further away. Maybe checking for a flank, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, Adren has been a little bit sneaky in that respect, but the 3-on-2 begins. Guardian, a tickle will take him down here, just trying to find the opening shot towards upper platform, gets it. Now we've got a chance as Niko encroaches on the bomb side.
If they pull this back with 1 HP on Guardian, he gets 2 kills. Hobbit's gonna get aggressive. He's gonna find Guardian, or is he? He doesn't hit the shot. He's lagged as well. That gives Niko the chance. It's down to Mo, and Mo's gonna be watched by an AWP. A flash goes down, a Molotov to follow. He's already on it, though. He's already on it. Guardian holds it off, and they do pull it back. If Gambit can't win those rounds, I don't see them pulling this off.
1 HP. The nuances of Counter-Strike are so cool. All it took was one of those bullets to hit maybe in the chest instead of the leg for Adren outside. He gets that frag, they win the round. It doesn't happen. He leaves Guardian on 1. 1 point of health separates the victory there. And Guardian the retake. You don't need HP when you've got the AWP in your hand. You got to be fast, and Guardian is certainly that. 2 great shots there. Sets Niko up with the full defuse. The pressure certainly applied now. Another partial buy here as FaZe look to tie things up and come for the full reverse sweep. 13-3 down, now 14-13. As they'll find the first kill. That's Adren taking down Guardian. Good frag. This isn't an all in play, but the bomb going down. Karrigan finds damage, backed up by Rain as well. It was looking promising at one point. Still kind of does. Dosia will get a rifle here, but 29 HP. It's unlikely he pulls this one off.
14-14. Pulled back from 12-3 and 13-3 immediately after the half. Remember, Gambit won this pistol as well, and it's not gone to plan. It's come so close, last round especially. And Hobbit nearly pulling off a miraculous 1 versus, well, it wasn't a 1 versus 5, but 5 kills with an AWP on 5 HP.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. Can you imagine that hit? That last shot. Well, the scoreboard paints a pretty disturbing image for Gambit here. As you can see, winning the pistol and being 11-2 down. All tied up now. I'll take another pause. They know they had this in the palm of their hand. Niko stole it away. As soon as you give FaZe that sort of round, they know they can win the game. They can come back. They've done it so many times before. What a historic comeback this would be as well. Double AWP set up for FaZe once again. Karrigan's been playing very well with the AWP. 25 kills for Niko. Turning into a bit of a beast here in the second half. It's quite quiet in the first. Can they do it? First team in this round will find match point first. And we do have a full buy for Gambit. More power for Mo. And 4 AKs around him. Decent utility as well.
FaZe unbeaten in 2 straight LAN events.
Questionable.
Get aggressive, yeah, in the last round when they haven't done that the whole time.
Through the fire as well. Like, he took so much damage. He would have been dead regardless, but he had no retreat plan.
Well, this could make up for it, though, because they saw Niko go aggressive, and that's a gift to them, but Guardian thinks...
He knows he has to do this.
Well, and not only does he have to do this, they're going to think that's open now. They are away from the position, so Guardian can at least relay information that they've gone toward either A main or the halls, so they're closer to commitment. It is A main as we see it. The only one not directly there is Hobbit, who checks B first and just throws a bit of utility to fool them, to pull them off of A. It nearly works. Rain's back in time. Head shows. Adren sees it, but chooses to ignore it. Gets on the train, bypasses the position again. They want the plant, and he wants to catch them when they rotate in from Hitch. He needs someone to support his backside, though, toward Ivy. The problem with playing Hitch is as soon as Guardian is able to take down his teammates, he'll be pushed in from both positions. At the bottom of the ladder waits for Olaf. Olaf has 1 flash, but unlikely he'll move him. Karrigan, great shot on Adren. Hobbit's waiting now for Olaf to come down. He goes slowly. Hobbit's ready for it. Doja takes out Rain. It's on to Karrigan. They finally get positions in post plant, but even then, Karrigan finds Doja. He had a great clutch in the first half. Got 4 kills in a round to win them one of their only. He's got this one down to 3 kills, but Mo's too close. And it goes to a 1-on-1, but Gambit at least secure overtime.
Nice attempt there from Karrigan. Finds the frags required to make it a possibility, at least with the bomb. So far gone, he has to go with that full defuse. Mo knows it. Even if he misses the shot, he's going to be winning the round regardless. There it is. It will be FaZe looking down the barrel of a map defeat here. Overtime has to be their objective now. Gambit, such a quiet second half. They're the first ones to find it. FaZe actually struggling somewhat in this round map. They've got 2 Famises here. Almost no utility on Guardian and Karrigan. A couple of kits to work with. Gambit will have such a sigh of relief to pull this one back. They're 13-3 up. Give so much away. But now they're looking promising to finish this one off.
Slow it down again on the Gambit side. Adren looking to jump across, potentially. Instead, Mo just takes the dry peek. Flashes, I suppose, add a little bit of lubricant, but either way. Goes on his own. Karrigan plays very passive. Not quite deep enough. Doja, meanwhile, has to be very careful. Goes for the spray instead. Doja X-God. Gotta like that sticker. Gots to get me one of them.
Time ticking away now. They will end up towards inside. It's the same play again. Adren, we've seen this before. He shows presence, tries to open things up. As soon as he gives the call, his teammates will commit. Guardian, though, been so deadly at the upper ramp. He's going to be looking towards lower here. He exposes himself, needs to be very careful. Looks towards lower. Carrigan the first shot, but missing out towards the lower ramp.
Gives Hobbit the pounce. Kerrigan gets one back on Adren. Olaf still close to the smoke as well and could surprise them, could get in their faces much sooner than they expect, but he's expecting them to therefore get aggressive, and they have not done so. Instead, it's Rain to find Fitch. Gambit needs to find holes to hide. All three of them to upper as well. This could give a lot of potential to Faze to find angles to hold them off. More so with Flash is going against Doja. They're going to tap it twice and try and pull the positions. They're not buying it. Check from Doja. He goes for the diffuser, so actually gets down the player closer to the bomb, Niko, but Olaf trades that back immediately, and Kerrigan's onto it. The plant, the diffuse, it is done. Hobbit can't get anywhere nearby, and we hit extra rounds.
Oh, well then, it got a little bit scary there, but FaZe managed to pull it off. The first kill coming in from Gambit. They get the bomb down as well, but I'm not a huge fan of that play at all. Cowering at the Brown Halls area. You're such tight choke points there. You have to commit. The CTs will be watching both of them in an equal situation. They come out one by one. They're traded out, and with no utilities. Well, they had like some Molotovs or some flashbangs. They only had one decoy in that situation. The orb comes out, has to hit a perfect shot without being taken down, but the great fragging potential of FaZe doesn't work out for them. What seemed like a possible round there does fall flat. We're all reset now, and that does certainly give the advantage towards FaZe. They were 13-3 down. The way they've been playing on this CT half has been fantastic. Niko looking great after a quiet first half, and now you'll see things at 15-15. It'll be first to 19 to win. 18-18, it all happens again. FaZe kicking off this best of three in a dramatic fashion, at least. Overtime. I think that's the first of the tournament so far. We'll see how this one continues. The first map, if you're just joining us, of our third best of three of the day. As the admin says, we are live. We don't swap things over. Single orb set up for FaZe this time. That will be Guardian, of course. He's been quite nimble with his change of approach almost every single round. Have a look at the setup. Overtime can be a little bit of mind games, obviously showing everything in your game plan and regulation after a full 30 rounds, but a chance to have variations to your strategies, mix up the fakes a little bit more, go for faster paced approaches, and we'll see whether that comes into fruition. For now, Gambit in this solid default, they have got control of the Brown Halls. That'll be Hobbit with the AK-47 holding towards that position, and a little run boost towards Ivy right now. Adren spots no one spotting towards Ivy. Now hold up for now. CT's in the standard formation, 2 towards in up, 3 outside.
Starts it off well for Gambit to get Guardian down early. AWP battle that goes the favor of the terrorist side. Kerrigan, meanwhile, waits as well to see what's going to walk down Ivy. Niko with a smoke in front of him at Sandwich has to get more aggressive, and he'll try to do so. This is a great position because he's bypassed the... I think it's Kerrigan, if I'm not mistaken. The player at Ivy, and it was indeed. So he's gone by him and gotten him behind the CTs. This will pull the defense apart. Niko's still trying to do what he can. Finds Mo, but Fitch gets in his face. Fitch back on the T. Or rather, on the T side has been a little bit slower than on the CT side. Olaf sneaks through the smoke to find Hobbit, but Adren ready for his position. It's down to Kerrigan. He was the one that let Adren get in the first place. Now has to make up for it. Can't do so. Same man, same result.
Great play from Adren there. As you said, snuck out of the Ivy. Seems to be causing absolute chaos in that position. Undetected after Mo finds the opening pick there. The 5-on-4. They go all in towards outside. And once he finds the position behind the bomb tray, nails the first shot, and it all unfolds, unravels for FaZe. They'll go for the double orb setup into round number 2 here, but Gambit with the early advantage after having a difficult T-side on the regulation, managing to pull things back. 3 rounds in total, 1-0 at the moment. Let's see if this double orb setup has any sort of result for the FaZe stand. The wallbang coming in once again. Flash will push Mo back slightly, looking for Guardian's position up here. Next up, Niko this time. Interesting, goes up there with the rifle. Another opening pick, and it's Mo to deliver once again.
Kerrigan, good find. Aggressive onto Adren. Doja cannot get the response. He tries his best. But his best not good enough as Fitch will take down Rain.
Just to get that equalization frag. It's Rain that pushes main entrance, taken down. Makes things uncomfortable now. If you go for the execution with the smokes, you've got double AWPs in the retake. Carrigan had to work hard at that frag. He did spot the player jumping across towards Ivy. Lucky on the timings. But now 4 on 3. Still a minute remaining as well. Wants to play. No one inside at all, man. This is a gamble. As you can see, it's going to be Guardian towards Connector. He can rotate, of course, and have decent control of that position, but still, the smokes go down, which is looking likely right now. Smoke a low ramp. He'll call for his teammates to come through, but that bomb should be going down here as it crosses his. It'll be Dozier to get the plant down. Hobbit will be pushing down to get aggressive here. The Guardian seems aware. Easy kill for him. Oh, the miss! No way!
Miss is going to cost them a mile. It's as good as. Fitch will go around behind. Olaf sitting in the open. Bomb plant. 2 in a row for Gambit. They struggled to find T-sided rounds when they were given 15 previous chances. Finding them now.
2-0 for Gambit now. Faze, pressure applied to them once again. They need the third of the CT half. 0-3 won't be good enough for them. Still on the double AWP setup. We're on 16k money, not really a factor. Guardian, after consistently buying him, he'll be a little bit less utility, but still absolutely fine. Wallbang tried once again. It's hit a couple of times with body shots. No kills coming from it. Guardian, like I said, this is a possibility for him, getting up close and personal in towards that main entrance. Carrigan, fully blind, hits a Dren as he run boost again. This round here of overtime, or at least the first half. Gambit, I'll take the first piece of damage.
Smoke out for Olaf. Covers off the lower ramp to B. And Olaf, that still wants to just wait. Not solo though, but not giving an inch away from his position. It's Niko that's inside of the site with him. Nicolino and Olafinho. Kerrigan's gonna rotate back around the long way as well to Ivy because he's lost vision of it by the way of smoke. And Adren, the early damage taker, tries to slip in again, and Rain makes no mistake in a double peek. Was it reconnaissance? Did they send him in solely to look for information? Even if they did, it doesn't seem to matter. Guardian and Kerrigan stepping up. In fact, all the kills coming from one of those two. Look at Fitch. Oh my goodness, he almost pulled back a third. He goes for the peek again toward Guardian.
This could get a bit dicey. Might as well go for it. It's the last round. He's got 2 kills so far, but can't get any more than that. Guardian and Carrigan going to town with the AWPs, at least getting 1 round on the board there. It will be 2-1 in favor of Gambit on the T side. That's great. Fantastic position to be in. Switch over to the CT side where they did the majority of their work in regulation time. Comfortable once again for the Faze side. Gambit does need 1 round here in the second half just to guarantee double overtime. Faze will need the 3-0 to have a victory here. Unlikely to get down the T side. They probably know that. They just want to make sure they get 2 on the board and try and bounce back here. What's the play? What's the adjustments coming through from Carrigan? Switching things over to the T side themselves. They did have a very quiet performance there. It looked like they were still kind of getting into the day, perhaps, as the first map of the series. Very slow to begin with. The defaults weren't working out for them. Didn't get back-to-back rounds at all. Reset across the board. Now money won't be a factor. That was huge disadvantage for them after getting around constantly on eco, letting the Stars have full control. And Mo looks towards the pallet position for anyone boosting up. Doesn't find anything just yet. The execution potentially coming in nice and fast here from Faze.
Doja, wide of the smoke, finds the first shot on a Guardian. This was a CT side that was almost flawless in the first half, but it's trades that start to favor Faze on the way through. As Hobbit will get on top of the trains to try and find an alternative angle to shut them down toward E-Box, and he does just that. The aid of Mo. It's Niko that wins the duel against Hobbit on the second approach, however, and it's still 1 versus 2, but bomb is down, and it's low HP for Niko.
Yeah, they know what they're up against as well. It was Niko that got Faze back into this game. 12 HP, but one of them does have the AWP here. He knows if he needs to get this down to the 1v1, it becomes very realistic for him. Mistakes is what he's looking for. Finch overextends slightly there, gives his position away. The bomb's still down though. Niko's hoping that baits out a reaction from the other player, but he doesn't know they're both together, and they're pushing out of the pop dog. Very brave, and they'll get the frag. Getting the call that he must be low HP there. Fitch does get tagged up, but gets the kill and finds match point here once again for Gambit. One more will do it, 2 rounds to play with. Faze will do what they can. It was a decent approach, trying to get out there nice and fast. We did say the set piece is probably where they need to go, get that bomb down, have clutches. That was a clutch. Very difficult one, considering the HP. Round number 5. Double orb setup as Hobbit and Mo shows what they can do. Hobbit certainly had some very impressive rounds in the first half.
Nade out. Mo wins against Guardian, though.
They're going for it. 5 and 4, potentially the last round here.
Potentially. Second time Gambit's had the map point. Doji wants to get aggressive. He's been the more forward player at the A site, consistently on the CT side. Hobbit again with an AWP to complement that of Mo, both toward the A site. One inside the Z connector, and Hobbit, as always, out toward Ivy. Kerrigan lobs in a smoke that will cover off the front side of the bomb train. Closer to Z connector, they go for a set wall. Third smoke's a bit late, but Rain still finds room, and they've isolated the rest of Gambit. Hobbit's got a bit of vision, but it's not the most ideal position. Mo instead, though, gets Niko down. He could go back through the smoke for more. Random shot, but Adren denies the plant. Bomb gets flung forward onto the top of the train, but Rain's able to grab it back. Mo's got vision if he just steps wide. Adren will take it instead. Mo never needs to, and Hobbit wraps it up. Gambit will win the game. Very, very convincing in the first half, but man, did they have to work for it after that.
Yeah, it seems like that opening from Niko in the second half. 13-3.